What's good, everybody? WG Dory coming at you here now. Unfortunately, I was not able to get my review out. Things just kept going left for me. So last week was an L. We got to prep for this week. Try and get another review episode in. So since we didn't do the review episode, let's just go ahead and have a little discussion in reaction to the episode itself. Now then, first of all, that was a primo episode of Dynamite. I mean, I believe I said last year was a great kickoff and a damn near perfect show, but this one was inching so much closer. So much closer. I'm not going, I just cannot tell a lie on this. And boy, oh boy, it has me feeling positive that right now AEW is about to go on a nice little recovery stretch. This week is going to be fucking wild for me to take into account of what they're coming off and what they got to live up to. We're also 2 weeks off of Mania, so do expect Raw and SmackDown to be on their best going into the show. So that being said, well, given what's going on with everything in the Fed, right now is the best time for Tony Khan to really try and get everything handled and whatnot. Now, something I've wanted to talk about for some time is the fact that AEW in America is an obvious number 2, but internationally, it's grown and expanded exponentially. And to have somebody like Jeff Jarrett, now I know what a lot of people are thinking. Well, Double J Jeff Jarrett, he ran TNA into the ground. Wrong. Double J Jeff Jarrett made TNA gave it the real potential and made it grow to have multiple markets outside of where it was expected to be in the States. Remember, they had a great presence in Europe, especially in the UK. They had a solid presence in India, even having a Indian promotion, Ring Ka King. Definitely had business goings on in the Asias. And I just don't know, somewhere between Bischoff and Hogan coming in is whenever shit started to turn around and stall and eventually go south for Impact. But Jeff Jarrett can market his ass off, and being backstage to help AEW grow from behind the scenes, I know that eventually we're going to understand why AEW can stand strong, because it's competing on an international stage with the WWE. Don't even get it twisted, with massive potential. So coupling that with these amazing ass shows, with seeing with them having the Bucks back, with getting Adam fucking Cole back. Oh my God, a surprise, because I don't think I heard any rumblings about Cole. So literally waiting until this episode to not only bring him back, but to let it be known that he is 100%. On top of having the banger ass opening of Mox and Hangman, with Hangman getting a well-deserved and well-earned and long-needed big-time win on Jon Moxley on top of that. I just can't. And I'm not even gonna lie, I was even digging the women's action, although I wasn't really feeling so much the champ being worked over the way it is. I feel like Hayter needs to stop with the tag matches with Britt and start kind of doing her own thing. And Britt needs to go and do her own thing as well. Hell, there wouldn't be a problem with maybe lining up some of the main event women to go against Jade Cargill. Now then, Jade Cargill got about like 3 more wins before she's dropping the belt. Honest opinion. But with that being said, that match was still really fucking good. I'm just not a fan of that finisher. And the finish to that match, that singular match, is what turned it down for me. I'm saddened. And then whatever the fuck is going on with the extra Jericho-ish, which wasn't really needed, it definitely, I feel, hurt timing a little bit on that ladder match, which they had to go quick, fast, high pace. Honestly, it's giving me All Out vibes. If you saw All Out, you would understand. Basically, these guys are going out and just hitting spots to spots, so it's high intensity. It's all in there compacted. There's no slowing down. And I personally thought it was great. I guess for me, I like that feeling of just intensity that was brought into the match. Am I a fan of the Elite winning? Yes and no. The Elite don't need it, but also wasn't bothered by them winning, because that was a thought. They would come back and win. When they didn't come back and win, I was like, keep it on that triangle. But it's whatever. I must say that, again, with everything going on in the Fed, with Vince McMahon coming back the way he is, with, you know, backstage is kind of questioning certain things, this is where Tony Khan needs to get a firm grasp on his guys, bring in guys that, you know, have been silent and quiet, we're not seeing anything from, and put them to fucking work. Hell, I'm getting to the point where maybe we should stop having Rampage be at 10 o'clock on a Friday night. Bring it down to prime time. Hell, if necessary, start it an hour before SmackDown. Because I'm going to be honest, the best things going on with SmackDown involves literally Gunther, the Bloodline, the Brawling Brutes, Shaky, and that's kind of it. The SmackDown Women's Division is not their best. Gunther and Imperium, they are their own thing, and Gunther's having really great matches. There's no denying that. But, and you also have, you know, the Brawling Brutes, which are another big name, but even their tag matches aren't exciting like that. I don't see anybody else really being built up and propped up as needed. When SmackDown is their 2-hour show, which maybe they could benefit from getting like getting Raw's third hour, which Raw kind of doesn't need, in my opinion. But I don't know. AEW needs something. And I don't need a secondary primary men's title. I'm going to be honest. I would rather give up a Rampage, give Dynamite an extra hour, and then for 2 hours on a Friday night, give me Ring of Honor. And like I said, there are a lot of guys on in AEW that we haven't seen. Hell, I haven't seen any hair whisper of Keith Lee, but then again, I'm also needing to really get back on Rampage. Rampage is really hard to watch on a Friday night when it's late as shit, especially when I work late and I'm having long strenuous days. I'm taking care of a family. Just saying, it gets difficult. So right now, Tony Khan needs to secure not a controlling grasp on his company and employees, but basically get all of his affairs in order, because there's a chance that the goodwill that WWE has built up in the time that Vince left and Triple H took over might be coming to an end as soon as Vince makes word that he is taking over control of creative again. Now then, that Dynamite last week, if I was going to give it an overall grade, I would say that was an A+ ass show. I mean, if that women's match would have gone down proper, I would be right there to say, you know what, that was an S tier. I'm not gonna just generously give it, because it needs to be every match on point, segments making sense, and the crowd must be hype. But I will say it was still an amazing ass show. If you have a way to find it and you haven't seen it, do give it a watch. Yeah, first video I've done in like 8 minutes. Now that's not really going into a full-on review, but fuck it, if I can do it in a shorter format like this, I definitely will. I also got to talk about some of my thoughts on what AEW has that can really be key. What's going to be key more than anything else in the immediate future is going to be the AEW video game. We still don't have word on a release date, so we don't know when we're getting our hands on it. I would love if they gave a demo. Like please go back to having demos, because if the AEW is not doing a yearly game, which they should not do, if they're going to do this and have it something to be constantly updated, give us a demo for right now. Like, please, somebody, please give us let me touch it, let me play it, let me see how it feels in my hands. But with that being said, I got to go because I'm currently on lunch and I'm about to get back to work. But I did want to stop, drop some type of video right now, and then prep to drop something else later this week. Hopefully the news doesn't get too wild and crazy. Anyway, it's been your boy WG Doria. Thanks for talking with me. Hey, like, share, subscribe, talk to me in the comments, because I do talk back. And yeah, I gotta go. Peace.